So what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to talk about Strategy B, or Strategy Incorporated. We already did a price prediction for this stock. What was this? Let me see. Back on September 29th, looking for the market to go higher in Strategy, and it did. So now we're back at the location to where we suspected buyers to be. Okay, so could we possibly see Strategy B bounce off this pocket and continue to go higher? Because if that's the case, we need to continue to forecast and predict that this price is going to go up. If that's not the case, then we need to anticipate lower prices. So welcome everyone to the channel. Hit that like, share, and subscribe just to ensure you are updated and stay in tuned to our videos and our predictions as to what we think price is going to do. Now, not only are we giving you all predictions, I want you all to learn from the things that I'm showing you and the things that I am saying, because the market is literally the idea of what people think. Okay. And I think I told this on a prior video that we have the brightest minds in the cryptocurrency space, in the stock market, in all financial markets. So when they come in and actually execute a trade, they're putting their best mind at that trade. Okay. So nobody is in this market expecting to lose. Nobody. So the moment that they come in and execute a buy or a sell, they automatically naturally think that they're going to be in a winning position. Okay. So when you look at a chart, we're looking at everyone's bias. We're not being tricked. We are actually seeing the thoughts of people who think price is going to go higher and people who think price is going to go down. That's how we're able to create these pockets, whether it's a sell pocket or a buy pocket. That's how we're able to predict where prices are going to go. So we appreciate having the biggest and the brightest minds trying to trade in the stock market, because without them, without people's mentality, we wouldn't be able to dictate where prices are going to go. It will be complete randomness. So let's go ahead and see what strategy is going to do next. All right. That's one reason how we was able to predict that the market and strategy was going to go higher. Now we had our ultimate TP price around $348. It topped out at $366. That's cool. 10.36% there, or if you held it on a little bit longer, 15 3/4. Excellent job. Let's get rid of it. Now, as price continues to move forward in time, pockets change. They become irrelevant and new ones form all the time because people's thought processes change. So we need to always come in and revamp the layout of price bars and pockets of buying and pockets of selling. So we need to get rid of this sell pocket, this one, and this one. This one is still valid because buyers did not break that pocket to the upside. And in fact, it's still pretty valid because the next day after strategy came and hit the pocket, the market fell almost 9%. So definitely these buyers retreated up there at that sell pocket. That's what it means. Okay, I'm giving you a story or a language behind these price bars because it speaks. You just got to learn how to interpret what it is saying. Okay. So now you can see that we did receive also in strategy a sell signal. But look at where price is. We're at a location that we suspect this stock to bounce. So now we are at a point to where we're going to be spectators. We're going to see if these buyers, the ones who bought MicroStrategy or strategy here, okay, we need to see these people who bought on the 25th and on the 26th of September, if they're going to buy again. Now they're up. Now it's their chance for us to show us what they got. So yes, we did see a sell signal, but we're at a pocket of buying that we suspect the price to try to lift. Okay. Now let's look at this on the 2-day chart. So when I look at this on the 2, outside of this being a buy pocket, I would definitely be expecting this market to go down in strategy because the last two 2-day price bars, look at that. It's definitely weak. So this is the only location that would offset our idea of looking for this stock to continue to go down. That area right there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's look at this on the 3. The 3 actually shows us that yes, we can actually potentially see the market bounce because this current 3-day price bar is a probable precursor strength, meaning that price came, hit the pocket of buying, buyers initiated, and they began to lift this price up. So in the next 3 days, we want to see the market close higher than this current 3-day bar. If that happens, then it tells you that the buyers were successful of retreating the sellers. Here it is on the 4. Microstrategy on the 5. The 5 definitely looks weak too. Okay. The reason why I say that is because on this prior 5-day bar. Okay, look at that. It was great. It was a great bar. The 5 days that this bar took to trade and form was great. But they was only to take the price to the sell pocket, then immediately, boom, price came all the way right back down to the point to where it even exceeded the low of the prior 5 days. And in the next 3 hours and 47 minutes, if this stock closes below the low of the prior 5 days, at least on the 5-day time frame, you have to say that I'm looking for the stock to go down still. Even if there is a buy pocket right there, this spread of this current 5-day bar is a lot wider than the prior 5 days. Here it is on the week. This almost looks identical to the 5-day chart. Look at this this weekly price bar right here. This one weekly price bar encompasses last week's price action. So those buyers who took price all the way down from $310 all the way up to $358, all that effort, all that work that it took for them to buy that stock and lift it to 360 completely washed away the next week. And then look at where the market closed last week at the very bottom of the bar. So right now, initially, I do think price is going to try to lift from that pocket. I do think price is going to try to go higher. But the longer term you go, and I'm talking about the 5-day and the weekly chart, that's some weakness right there still. Look at this on the 2 weeks. We're beginning a new 2-weekly price bar in MicroStrategy right there. But look at these last 2. So the last month of price action and strategy, we saw price buyers lift the market all the way up to 360 to have just only the sellers grab the price and bring it right back down. Okay, that's one 2-weekly price bar. Look at the last 2 weeks. The buyers lifted the price all the way up to $365 to only have sellers grab price right back and close it at the bottom of the bar. It takes effort to move price, and that effort is extinguished by money, by cash, by putting money down and executing a trade is what make price move. So for us to see this market and strategy go all the way up to only close at the bottom, those buyers weren't there. Sellers were more involved. They was putting more money on the table than were the buyers. So now, what should we do? What would we predict in this stock? Well, we're going to look for the stock to go down. Now, I've already told you that initially we can see this stock go up. All right. So looking at this on an 11-hour chart, you can see where potential areas of selling are. So there's one right there. And here's another one right here. I think that's probably the biggest one right here. Okay. So we're going to look for price to go down in MicroStrategy, but first we could see the market go higher, and we could potentially target one of these 2 sell pockets, right? So price may continue to lift only just to get rejected by the sellers, right? Only to get hit by sellers and price go down. Boom, boom, down. Or it could take this second pocket, sell pocket, and then go down. But we're going to bring this all the way up here towards 370 because we know that this is a valid pocket of selling there. Now let's target how low we think price is going to go. If we think price is going to go down, we don't think it's going to hold this first pocket. But hey, if you continually see price bouncing on this first pocket of buying, it's a clue right there telling you that these buyers are there and that price is having a hard time going lower. So yeah, take it off the table. 3.5% to see the market hit the high of that buy pocket, and almost 6.5 at the low of that buy pocket, which is around like 292. We're going to target this next buy pocket around 280 to 276, which is 11.33% move to the downside. And then here's our next target, our third buy pocket at the low of it, the 6.25, $261 there. We might just hold those. I see the biggest pocket right here in strategy B, so we'll go ahead and run that down to that point. Now we're seeing the weakness overall on the long-term charts, i.e. the 5-day, the weekly, and the 2 weeks. So it might take that long to see this stock go that low. Okay, especially if we continue to see these buyers being determined to continue to try to move this stock up higher. So we'll see. I'm finished. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit, and as always, trade different.